important reminder. All information and ideas are for informational purposes only and are in no way intended as medical advice or as a substitute for medical counseling. Earthshift Products, Dr. Robert Cassar, all of their partners, affiliates, and subsidiaries will not be held accountable for the use or misuse of the information presented therein. This information is not intended as medical advice. The authors, publishers, and speakers of this work are not medical doctors and do not recommend the use of mineral-deficient foods, drugs, or medicines to achieve beauty and to alleviate health challenges. Because there is always some risk involved, all persons involved with the development and distribution of this information are not responsible for any adverse effects or consequences of any kind resulting from the use or misuse of any suggestions or procedures described on our website or Earthshift Live radio talk show or therein.
We know the body becomes acid. I didn't know that. I go to school. I learn about all these things, but I didn't know anything about acid reduction. And most people go, I don't know anything about it either. Well, our bodies accumulate acid by the way we think, the foods we eat, the things we drink, and or maybe the things we don't drink, because drinking, of course, is part hydration, and it's part, as we would say, a solvent to help you, clean you, and in the day it's supposed to give you water because your body's a water machine. So when you really look at this whole idea, you go to school, you learn all the things they teach you, and the problem is that I had to unlearn everything that I learned, that I thought, and I truly thought, and I literally practiced these ideas on thousands, tens of thousands of patients, as all other doctors do. So what we found out is naturalism is the way to go. Not chemicalism, not syntheticism, okay? It's called naturalism. So naturalism is very simple. What do? Okay, we're going to see if we can lay off toxicity for 180 days. Wow, 180 days. Do you think you could lay off toxicity? First of all, you better figure out where the toxicity is coming from. And when you do, then you'll say, how do I easily exchange this and get it out of my life? How do I get this out of my life? Wow. So you can see, changing your lifestyle is not complicated. It's actually unlearning a lifestyle that we've been taught. And so when we see this other lifestyle is more sustainable, it is more in line with what you would probably learn 250 years ago. Most of our lives right now are synthetic. They're really not real. Everything is synthetic. And synthetic means it's fake. So the chemicals we take, the foods, the wrappers, our clothes that we wear, a lot of the things that we use are synthetic. Now, let's get back to nature. And getting back to nature would mean that coming to Earthshift would be, well, a resurrection of your own self, jumping into a paradigm that others have been playing for years. So now you want to change your lifestyle. You want to become more of a naturalist. You want to, well, be more real. So what do? So life right now is really in transition. Everybody is. And we know, I know, you know, everybody knows that we want to live the best way the group can live right now, because we know the other way that we're living is just not going to work anymore. So how do we become more sustainable? First thing is we need to clean our bodies. We clean our bodies, and of course, remember, changing the consciousness of the planet is changing our body toxicity. So when you go to the doctor, and the doctor sees you know about some things, like acidity, toxicity, remineralization, oxygenation, hydration. The doctor may not feel really comfortable with you because most likely they don't really know anything about these areas, which would really help you so you'd never go to the doctor, and you'd change your health care insurance, because it's really not health care, it's actually sick care insurance, and you'd get health care insurance and you'd do it yourself. Health care insurance to me is eating superfoods instead of demineralized foods. And the difference between superfoods and demineralized foods are pretty simple. Superfoods are grown in a natural environment. They're grown in what we would call the most optimal places that have not been yet perverted with chemicals and synthetics and different types of toxins. Now let's go over a little part here that is not cynical, it's truthful. Now, you went to school to learn how to be a doctor, and a doctor, of course, would have had all the benefits of learning about how to become more physiological intact. Healthier, wealthier, wiser is your mantra. You go to school to become healthy, wealthy, and wise, so you can get out and you can spread the word of healthy, wealthy, and wise. Okay, it makes sense. But you'll notice that the system has sort of been manipulated a little bit, because the doctors that are getting out of school and or the ones that are out of school, you'll see, they're not so healthy, wealthy, and wise. I think they're salesmen. And I'm not saying this to be mean, because, well, that's what you learn when you go to school. This will fix this. You need this to prevent this. And if you get this, well, you're going to have to take this the rest of your life, every day. That's all I hear. Sounds like a business deal to me. And I'm not here against the system. Let me tell you, emergency medicine and the pharmaceuticals do have their place, massively. I worked in the emergency for 3 years at the hospital. And without these, not drugs, without these medicines. Now, there are some I call drugs because they don't really have the use that they pertain to have. But these medicines save lives. I saw that immediately. When we look at the typical traditional doctors that leave the nest, you got your degree. Okay, but remember, we're getting smarter now. Your degree is cool, but you know what, sir or doctor, because you do have a degree, I want to see your pedigree. I want to see that you know. Now you think you know. I hear that you sound, and you really sound really smart, got a white jacket on, but can you show me your pedigree? Because I will know then that you know how to somewhat take care of yourselves, because that's why I'm coming to see you, for the healthy wisdom that you've attained going to school. And especially when you have these degrees on the walls that you share with everybody how wise you are. We'll be able to see how wise you are by the costume that you have. And if you do have a costume that's toxic, we'll see how wise you are by the transformation that will happen with you the same in 6 months.